Okay, good morning, dear students. Good morning, all of you. Uh, let's begin a new lesson today. The lesson for today is the last leaf. Okay, the last leaf, it is there in your supplementary reader, that is movements, and last leaf is there in your textbook after weathering the storm in Erasma. Immediately after this lesson, the last leaf. So if you have the textbook with you, you can keep it open and take a pencil so that you can also underline or mark the important sentences. Okay, so anyway, dear students, let's begin the new lesson, which is the last leaf. It is autumn, the wind is blowing hard and it is raining heavily. All the leaves on an ivy creeper have fallen except one. Why doesn't the last leaf fall? Okay, why doesn't the last leaf fall is something that we will find out in this lesson. Okay, so let's first find out what is the story all about and how is the story related to the leaf, and what is the last leaf. Okay, why is the title called last leaf? So we shall be able to discover in the course of our reading. So let us go through the text. Okay, so Sue and Johnsy, two young artists, shared a small flat. They shared a small flat. The flat was on the third story of an old house. Johnsy fell very seriously ill in November. She had pneumonia. Okay, so Johnsy was very sick in the month of November, and what she was suffering from? She was suffering from pneumonia. Okay, she was suffering from pneumonia. Okay, so let's find out what happens to her. So one of the important characters here, Johnsy. Okay, she would lie in her bed without moving, just gazing out of the window. Sue, her friend, became very worried. She sent for the doctor. Although he came every day, there was no change in Johnsy's condition. Okay, Sue, her friend, was very much worried about Johnsy, and she sent for a doctor also. But in spite of that, Johnsy's and doctor came every day. In spite of that, there was no change in condition of physical condition of Johnsy. One day, the doctor took Sue aside and asked her, "Is anything worrying Johnsy?" Okay. So one day, what happened? Doctor took Sue aside and asked her, "Is anything worrying Johnsy?" "No," replied Sue. "But why do you ask?" The doctor said, "Johnsy, it seems, has made up her mind that she is not going to get well. If she doesn't want to live, medicines will not help her." Okay, so doctor somehow could see that Johnsy has given up the desire or the wish to get well soon. Because dear students, always remember that whenever we fall sick, of course there is medicine for us to heal us, but besides medicine, it is our own will power also. Okay, that should be brought into action. If we are very much willing to mentally strong to get back soon, then medicine works faster for us. But if we give up, if we say no, if we become hopeless or negative, thinking that I may not recover from my disease or illness, in that case medicine may not cure you very quickly. So doctor could somehow manage to find out that Johnsy has lost her spirit to live. Therefore, he has summoned Sue aside and asked her, "Is anything worrying Johnsy?" Matlab, is there anything that is troubling Johnsy? Is there anything else besides the disease that is troubling Johnsy? Because it seems that she has lost the hope. She has given up the spirit to get well. Okay, then. The doctor said, if she doesn't want to leave, medicines will not help her. She has to develop the willpower, otherwise medicine will not help her. She tried her best to make Johnsy take an interest in things around her. So Sue, her best friend, okay, she tried her level best to keep Johnsy occupied with something or the other, to help Johnsy take an interest in things around her. She talked about clothes, fashions, but Johnsy did not respond. Johnsy continued to lie still on her bed. Sue brought her drawing board into Johnsy's room and started painting. And then, in order to keep the mind of Johnsy occupied, what did Sue do? Sue tried to started painting in front of Johnsy, so that Johnsy becomes occupied and remain focused on what Sue was doing. To take Johnsy's mind off her illness, she whistled while working. She was whistling also while she was painting. Suddenly, Sue heard Johnsy whisper something. Okay, she quickly rushed to the bed and heard Johnsy counting backwards. She was looking out of the window and was saying 12. After some time, she whispered 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. Sue anxiously looked out of the window. She saw an old ivy creeper climbing halfway up the brick wall opposite their window. In the strong wind outside, the creeper was shedding its leaves. Okay, so what was Johnsy's mind occupied with? Johnsy's mind was occupied with a creeper. Okay, with a creeper outside the window. Okay, so she was noticing an old ivy creeper which was climbing halfway up the brick wall opposite their window, and in the strong wind outside, the creeper was shedding its leaves, and that is why might be she was counting backwards 12, 11. After every leaf from the creeper fell off, okay, she was counting backward like 12, 11, 9, 8, 7. So this is what occupied the mind of Johnsy. That is what Sue could notice. Johnsy was occupied in something else than what she was supposed to, because she was engaged in painting work for her. So instead of focusing on that, she was focusing outside on a old ivy creeper. Excuse me. Okay, next. What is it, dear? Sue asked. 6, whispered Johnsy. They are falling faster now. 3 days ago there were almost 100 leaves. There are only 5 left now. Okay, this is what Johnsy says. Okay, it is autumn, said Sue, and the leaves will fall. It's autumn time now, so the leaves are likely to fall now. Okay, will certainly fall. So why do you worry about that? This is what she means. When the last leaf falls, I will die, said Johnsy with finality. Then Johnsy became very much negative with his life, and she said, whenever the last leaf will fall, I shall die. I have known this for the last 3 days. Oh, that's nonsense, replied Sue. What have old ivy leaves to do with your getting well? What have old ivy leaves to do with your getting well is something what Sue asked Johnsy. The doctor is confident that you will get better. Johnsy did not say anything. Sue went and brought her a bowl of soup. I don't want any soup, said Johnsy. I am not hungry. Now there are only 4 leaves left. I want to see the last one fall before it gets dark. Then I will sleep forever. Okay, this is, you can imagine, dear students, how much negative Johnsy has become, how much negative she has become. That is why she is waiting desperately for her peaceful sleep, that is her death. Okay, and she is comparing her her lifespan on this earth with the last fall of the leaf. Okay, she is saying that as and when the last leaf of that ivy creeper will fall, I shall breathe my last breath. Okay, so that is what she is thinking. I don't know why she has become, we don't know yet why she has become so very much negative. We shall find out if there is any hint given in the story. Sue sat on Johnsy's bed kissed her and said, "You are not going to die. I can't draw the curtain for I need the light. I want to finish the painting and get some money for us." Okay, so her friend Sue said, "I can't draw the curtain for you at the moment because the window curtain," she means, "because I need light for my painting." Okay, you are not going to die. And she said, "I want to finish the painting and get some money for both of us. Please, my dear friend," she begged Johnsy, "promise not to look out of the window while I paint. While I paint, please do not look out of the window. You have to promise me. I cannot draw a curtain there over the window because I desperately need light for my painting. Therefore, you have to promise to me that whenever I am painting, you shall not look outside the window." "All right," said Johnsy, "finish your painting soon, for I want to see the last leaf fall. I'm tired of waiting. I have to die, so let me go away peacefully like one of those poor tired leaves." Okay, so dear student, we don't know yet why Johnsy is so very much desperate of dying. Let's find out. "Try to sleep," said Sue. "Try to sleep. I have to paint an old miner. I will call Bearman up to be my model." Okay, let's find out. Old miner. So Bearman up to be my model means might be she's trying to paint that old miner. Okay, so because if something is there in front of you, which you are drawing, then it becomes easier for a painter or an artist to draw. So that is why probably she is saying, "I have to paint an old miner. I will call Bearman up to be my model." Okay, so that I can copy him. Sue rushed down. Bearman lived on the ground floor. He was a 60-year-old painter. Okay, so Bearman would help her, assist her, it seems. Okay, he is a painter, so he will assist her or help her in making her model or her painting. So therefore she is taking the help of Bearman. Okay, she rushed down. Bearman lived on the ground floor. He was a 60-year-old painter. His lifelong dream was to paint a masterpiece, but that had remained a dream. Okay, he is a 60-year-old painter. He could not fulfill his dream because he didn't get an opportunity yet, it seems. Sue poured out her worries to Bearman. Okay, Sue poured out her worries to Bearman. Okay, Sue has already confined to Bearman what is worrying her. Okay, Sue poured out her worries to Bearman. She told him how Johnsy was convinced that she would die when the last leaf fell. So dear students, do you understand the reason why Sue called Bearman, who was a very old painter? Sue did not call him to help him paint, because we have come to know now this information from the text, from the story. But she has called him to paint a leaf. Okay, exactly similar to the natural ivy creeper leaf, so that that will be put put outside the window, so that this particular leaf does not fall, because Johnsy is desperately waiting for the last leaf to fall so that she can die. But if some artificial leaf was made by an expert painter called Bearman, in that case that leaf will look very natural, like the natural leaf, and it will never fall. In that case, Johnsy's life could be saved. Johnsy could feel would not crave for dying. Okay, now she's craving for dying because the leaves are falling very fast. That is why she's also becoming desperate to die. But if the last leaf longs for a long time, in that case her wish to die instantly will go. Therefore, Sue called Bearman to paint a ivy creeper leaf. Is she stupid? Asked Bearman. How can she be so foolish? She is running a high temperature, complained Sue. She refuses to eat or drink, and that worries me a lot. I'll come with you and see Johnsy, Bearman said. They tiptoed into the room. Johnsy was sleeping. Sue drew the curtains together and they went to the next room. She peeped out through the window. There was only one leaf on the creeper. It was raining heavily and an icy cold wind was blowing. It seemed as though the leaf would fall any minute now. Bearman did not say a word. He went back to his room. Johnsy woke up and next morning in a feeble voice she asked Sue to draw the curtains. Sue was nervous. She drew back the curtains very reluctantly. Oh, Sue exclaimed as she looked at the vine creeper. Look, there is still one leaf on the creeper. It looks quite green and healthy. In spite of the storm and the fierce winds, it did not fall. I heard the wind last night, said Johnsy. I thought it would have fallen. It will surely fall today, then I will die. You won't die, said Sue energetically. You have to live for your friends. What would happen to me if you die? Okay, so Sue said, what would happen to me if you die? Johnsy smiled weakly and closed her eyes. After every hour or so, she would look out of the window and find the leaf still there. It seemed to be clinging to the creeper. In the evening, there was another storm, but the leaf did not fall. Johnsy lay for a long time looking at the leaf. Then she called out to Sue, I have been a bad girl. You have looked after me so lovingly and I have not cooperated with you. I have been depressed and gloomy. The last leaf has shown me how wicked I have been. I have realized that it is a sin to want to die. Okay, so dear students, you see, now there is a change in the mood, in the perspective of Johnsy. The last leaf, she has got a lesson from the last leaf. Understood? She is saying, she is sharing her thought with Sue, saying that the last leaf has shown me how bad I was, how bad I have been. Now I have realized that it is a sin to want to die. Okay, last leaf hasn't fallen, so it has given me a lesson that we should not ask for death. Okay, we should not ask for death, because if we ask for death, it is a sin. Okay, she hugged Johnsy. Then she gave her lots of hot soup and a mirror. Johnsy combed her hair and smiled brightly. In the afternoon, the doctor came. After examining his patient, he told Sue, Johnsy now has the will to live. I am confident she will recover soon. Now I must go downstairs and see Bearman. He is also suffering from pneumonia, but I am afraid there is no hope for him. My goodness. So doctor is also worried about Bearman now, because Bearman he is also down with pneumonia and he has no scope or hope of recovery. Therefore doctor is pretty much worried about Bearman. He is also suffering from pneumonia, but I am afraid there is no hope for him. The next morning Sue came and said, see, he is Bearman. It seems, yes, he is Bearman who has painted this last leaf. You can see here. Now I must go downstairs and see Bearman. He is also suffering from pneumonia, but I am tired. There is no hope. The next morning Sue came and sat on Johnsy's bed. Taking Johnsy's hand in hers, she said, I have something to tell you. Mr. Bearman died of pneumonia. Oh my goodness. So Sue came to Jansi's bed and took her hand, and in tears she said, I have something to tell you. Mr. Behrman died of pneumonia this morning. He was ill for only 2 days. The first day the janitor found him on his bed. His clothes and shoes were wet and he was shivering. He had been out in that stormy night. So in spite of having pneumonia, he came out into the storm and was fixing that artificial leaf, ivy leaf onto the tree. So for this reason he got wet and he got more cold, and as he was suffering from pneumonia he could not recover and he died. He had been out in that stormy night. See, that is the reason. So by sacrificing his own life, he has saved the life of John C. Okay, he has saved the life of John C. Then they found a ladder and a lantern still lighted lying near his bed. There were also some brushes and green and yellow paints on the floor near the ladder. John C. Dear, said Sue, look out of the window, look at that ivy leaf. Haven't you wondered why it doesn't flutter when the wind blows? That's Barham's masterpiece. He painted it the night the last leaf fell. When the last leaf fell, he painted this for you, okay, so that you recover soon, you don't feel disappointed, your condition does not aggravate or worsen. So dear students, that particular leaf, that ivy leaf that Behrman painted for John C. was his masterpiece. So what is masterpiece, dear students? Masterpiece is the best work of art. Okay, so a masterpiece for a writer is the best selling book for him, okay, or the most popular book for him, okay, and the masterpiece for a director is the award-winning film for him. Masterpiece for a painter is the best work of art of that painter. Okay, so masterpiece refers to something what is the best, okay, best work for a particular profession. Okay, it could be a writer, it could be a painter, a film producer, film director, etc. So dear students, janitor means here you can see a person whose job is to look after a building. Okay, so that's how the story comes to an end. Now my question to you is that dear students, what have you learned from this lesson? What is your opinion? Can you please write or text me a line or two? What have you learned from the lesson, the last leaf? You tell me, who was instrumental in saving the life of John C. Or name two people who were instrumental in saving the life of John C. Yes, Pari, we must have positive thinking, of course, and because if we fall sick, medicine of course does heal, but it always doesn't work if we do not have the positive attitude towards recovering soon. Okay, so Manaja, a painter. Painter was of course instrumental in the recovery of John C. Who else was there with painter to help John C. recover soon? Yeah, honestly, you are also correct. We should be mentally strong, of course. Mentally strong. which character in the story has moved you or impressed you very much, and why? Can you text me a line or two? Which character in the story has moved you very much and why? Just write 2 lines. I've got a different question now for all of you dear students. Which character in the story has moved you or impressed you very much and why? Just write 2 or 3 lines. First of all, which character, name of the character you write, and then you write why that particular character has impressed you very much. This is a very interesting question because we have a total of 3 characters in the story. Sue is the character, one character, John C is another character, then Behrman is another character. So out of these 3 characters, which character impressed you very much and why? Why do you think this character has impressed you? Okay, so you can quickly text me so that I understand your opinion as well. So none of you are able to write the answer of the question that I have given you. Okay, so I leave it on to you. You've got to tell me. Okay, you can text me the answer. Okay. What do you mean by alcoholic, Parija Jane? How do you get the idea that he is alcoholic? He was not alcoholic. How do you know he was alcoholic? Okay. So you are correct when you said the painter Behrman was, of course, a very impressive character. But the reason what you gave was not correct. So think about the reason and please let me know. You can text me. Or you can text me your answer over the chat box. Through the chat box of my website, you can log into my website, and through the chat box you can write your response to me, and I shall reply you back. Okay. So I give you 2 questions. The first question is, which character do you think is very much impressive in this lesson and why? And second question is, what according to you or how do you think Sue has contributed to the recovery of John C? Okay, so there are 2 questions I leave on to you dear students. You please text me these 2 questions through the chat box of my website. Okay. The first question is let me write it for you. Which character has impressed you much and why? This is the first question dear students, and the second question is for you. How has Sue contributed towards the recovery of John C? Okay, so let me see the spelling once. Okay. Okay, so please let me know the answers of these two questions. Okay, uh, you can reply me through the chat box of my website, and I shall reply you back. Okay, I shall reply each one of you back. Okay, if your answer needs modification, I'll do that, and I shall reply you back. And whenever I shall reply you through the chat box, you can see my reply in two ways. Number one, it will come to your mail, and number two, whenever you log into my website, you can see my reply as well. Okay, so there are two ways you can get my reply. Okay, so please do write the answers of these two questions. Okay, so those of you who are still there with me, please write down yes, so that I understand that you are still there with me throughout the end. So please keep texting me yes, so that I understand that you are still there with me. Come on. Saurav, Rajni, Shruti, Pari, Krishna, very good. Very good. So Vaibhav, Akanksha, Anusri, Jui, very good. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, dear students. It is very important to stay connected, dear students, because otherwise you'll miss out the lecture. Okay, so dear students, please do text me your response of the two questions that I have asked you. If required, you can read the story. It's a very small story, you can read once again, but please do reply me. Please do send your responses to me. Okay, log into my website, and through the chat box you can reply me or send me your responses, and I shall certainly reply you back. Okay, so thank you, dear students. Thank you so much for staying connected till the end. In my next class, I shall start another lesson. Okay, another lesson, and as and when I update the NCERT solution and extra questions for these chapters, I shall send you a link. Okay, so thank you so much, dear students. Thank you, all of you. Bye bye, take care, and please do send me the responses of those two questions that I have sent you. Thank you so much.